Hey folks, Gary here. Hey, we've been looking at the life of Moses and some of the highlights and all the crazy things that took place in his life. Today we're looking at Exodus chapter 40, verse is 34 on down. We'll finish off the chapter. I know we're jumping ahead quite a bit, but this is kind of neat. Let me just read it. It says this. Then the cloud covered the tent of meetings, will cover the tabernacle. The cloud is representing God, right? And the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And Moses was not able to enter the tent of meeting because the cloud settled on it. And the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. So the glory of the Lord is upon the tabernacle. This cloud covers it. And it's so intense that Moses can't even get near it. The presence of God is just so thick. Then it goes on, it says this. Throughout all their journeys, whenever the cloud was taken up over the tabernacle, the people of Israel would set out. But if the cloud was not taken up, then they did not set out till the day that it was taken up. So this cloud would come up and it would start to move and they would follow it. It's a pillar of cloud. And we read about that actually back in Exodus 14, right? So there's this pillar of cloud that they follow. But it's not just a pillar of cloud. It keeps going on here. For the cloud of the Lord was on the tabernacle by day, and fire was in it by night. So it'd be a pillar of fire at night that they would also follow. Let's continue on. And fire was in it by night in the sight of all the house of Israel throughout all their journeys. So the cloud would be over the tabernacle, but it'd be so high up that everyone could see it. Like we're talking like 5 million Israelites. They could all see this pillar of cloud. And then at night, they could all see this pillar of fire. If you can imagine that being in your tent, how do you sleep when you got this pillar of fire, like in your neighborhood going, like, can someone turn God down, please, a little bit? Can we get a dimmer switch on God? He's too bright. I can almost hear him complaining about that. But I read this and I go, what an amazing thing. To know the presence of God is near you. You see this cloud, man, God's near us. We can't even get close to that thing. Or as a pillar of fire. I don't want to get near that. Like the presence of God is so close and so obvious. And yet, they would still grumble and complain, and they would still think God's not with them, which is crazy. But I look at it at my life as well, and there are times I think, God, are you with me? Well, of course he's with me. I just breathed in air in the lungs that took oxygen and made that go into my blood, and my blood travels around my body, and I can see things with my eyes. How does that work? There's so many crazy things in this world, mysteries that we look at. And yeah, I know biology says, well, it's because of this, that, the other thing. Yeah, try making that, right? The evidence of God is all around us all the time. We should never think, where's God? Well, he's with us. Just look around. You see his evidence everywhere. Just as they saw a pillar of cloud and a pillar of fire, man, we see God in everyday things that are actually miraculous. We just get used to it. Don't get used to it. Always be in awe of your Lord.